Which way you want the water flow to go?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And you gonna make the old-fashioned drowning traps like what we make, or are you gonna make something like the newfangled ones
What's the newfangled ones?
that kind of suck them up into a tube? Ooh, I like the way the ceiling's done now too.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was like, I like that.
Damn shame it's all gonna be in the dark inside of a spawner room.
Got it.
I don't know if you watched. I'm not even gonna ask.
It's pretty.
No, not that. I was gonna say, I don't know if you've watched the Mind Fiend's video where he was working on his skelly spawner.
Okay, no, as I said, I'm a little behind on his. Sorry, Mind Fiend.
I was waiting to get a response like Keeb, so I guess I need to subscribe.
I guess I need to resubscribe. My subscription's expired.
But yeah, it's the one where, it's like the water would be here, it would wash them over here into a trench.
Uh-huh.
And then there's water at one end of the trench that would wash them down the trench, basically into another trench.
Uh-huh.
And then it would wash them over here, and then they would hit a space with water up above, held up by a sign. And they'd get here to this dead end, and they'd bounce up and hit the water and swim up the water, so you'd have a water-filled tube that would take them up basically to the surface, or as close to the surface as you wanted them to go, up into like a dead end, and then they would sit in that dead end and drown. And then the stuff they would have would drop out of that dead end into a channel that would take all the items to where you wanted to pick them up at.
I guess I need to watch that episode.
Yeah,
I'm slightly confused now.
yeah. It's easy. The concept is easy. It's just difficult to explain in words.
Yeah, I mean, I think I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I'd have to see it to fully understand what you're saying.
Yeah, basically, you have a bunch of water-filled trenches that carry the skeletons over to a dead end.
Right.
The dead end ends in it looks a lot like the water drop we just made.
Okay.
Only it's like 2 high instead of 3 high.
Gotcha.
And the skeletons end up in that dead end. They bounce up, they hit that water, they swim up into the water. The dead end, the little water tube up above them is like 3 high, and it goes into a dead end. They swim up into that dead end and they drown. The stuff drops out of the dead end into the channel below them and is washed out into where you pick it up at.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Because, yeah, if I'm understanding it correct anyway, from watching some of the other people, Ethos and some of them, the way I've got it set up now in all my other skelly traps, whenever you make a wall here, glass, and they drop in, if you're within so many if they're within so many spaces of the spawner will not spawn anymore as long as like 4 or 5 are right close by.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
it keeps them moving so that way, the spawner won't register them, I guess, within so many squares anymore, and then they can spawn.
Precisely. That's one of the big advantages of it, is that it keeps the spawner basically continuously spawning.
Right, I gotcha. And yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking of doing anyway. I just was trying to figure out exactly what I was going to do to move them. Or to get them further away.
Yeah, check Mind Fiend's latest Let's Play.
Okay.
I think it's episode either 8 or 9. It's called Skelevator.
Elevator. Okay.
Yeah, it's a skeleton elevator.
Nice. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do then. Something like that to maybe wash them.
Like I said, I think here you have to be, you have to be within 16 of the spawner for the spawner to function.
Right.
So you couldn't carry them all. You couldn't be like on the surface and have it, taking them up there to you.
Yeah.
But you could easily, have them coming up wherever. You keep them. You'd pull them out of this main room here. You'd pull them more than 5 or 6 away.
Right.
So that it would think that they were gone, and it would keep spawning more.
Right.
skeletons
block.
again.
Yeah.
Skeletons and spiders. Definitely close by.
So see, this is 4 away from the spawner, sitting here where the water drops. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's 4. Yeah. I was just curious to see where that was. What level that was or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you might actually be able over there with the stairway.
Mm-hmm.
Say this is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Yeah.
5, 6. 6, 7, 10. Yeah, you'd have to be somewhere right around in this area.
Yeah.
Couldn't be much further away than this.
Which wouldn't be a problem. That's the thing about, the one at my actual game, my real game, is as long as I'm anywhere inside the base, pretty much directly or even directly above the skeleton spawner, I'm within 16 to 20 squares. So as long as I'm in that farmhouse area on the first floor or below, then yeah, they're spawning. So.
Right. Yeah, and that's the way this is. Basically, as long as you're anywhere close to this room here, like over here where you've got this room teed off.
Yeah.
Might could make that where your drop and collector is or something.
I didn't piss off that room. What are you talking about? That's my Mr. T room.
That's what you think. You don't hear what he says behind your back.
Oh, he's got poo in his face. Probably I'll have it washed down to this corner
Pity
down
the poo.
here. Exactly. I guess flush them to this. Guys, hell up. Sorry, my dogs bark at anything. The leaves can blow outside. And sometimes it just gets irritating when they bark over and over and over again at nothing.
Earl, when you kept calling me a guy, I'd be pissed off too. Because you're slurring your words again. You need to enunciate.
Sorry. But yeah, if I can carry him down to this corner, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like a chute that goes up here somewhere.
Right.
Might even put it in the glass so I can see him kind of come up by me or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
And that's the whole idea. I know you've seen Etho's thing with his,
the whole
glass
surface,
tubes that take things all over the damn place.
Yeah. What I'll do is I think I'll bring them up above me, basically at least have 2 sides glass so I can watch them floating up by me.
Mm-hmm.
Have them go up above me up here somewhere.
Yeah.
And have them, somewhere up above me here, drowned or die or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have the tunnels of water flush it back into the drop here so all the stuff comes back and collects right here.
Cool.
That way they'll just drown above me. They'll come up by me, drown above me, and all their supplies will drop back down here.
Right.
That way, no matter where I'm at, they'll, like we said, they'll come by and die, and every now and then just kind of zip up by here and grab my supplies. My booty.
Like I said, watch the last couple of episodes he's got, because he also makes an experience farm. He does what you're talking about. He's got the glass tubes that come up, and then he's got a 3-way junction that takes it off, and, depending on whether he wants to collect drops or whether he's wanting to farm experience.
Right.
It's set up with doors, And you open up one door, and it goes over here to where he collects drops, and that's where it takes him over. It shoots him up into that little dead end, drowns them, and the stuff drops down where he can collect it.
Right.
The other one is an experience farm. And what it does, it takes them up this long tube, takes them up to where they're a 23 block drop.
Right.
So it takes them up there. They drop, they come out, they drop 23 blocks and land. And basically when they land, they've got half a heart. So all you have to do, they land right in front of you, and you just have to punch them and kill them.
Yeah.
And get the experience for it.
Yeah, I'd seen that on so much too, because It was the whole thing. You don't get experience if they just die. You have to still punch them. So
exactly. So that might be a consideration you want to do with it too.
Yeah, I might.
Or
do
let's
that.
set it up with that option. You got a junction somewhere, or can easily make a junction somewhere where you can.
That won't be a problem.
Yeah.
I'll even hook it up with redstone somehow. So,
I'm sure you will.
I have a switch somewhere right here. Something, push the button, and that way they'll go up one tube here or whatever. And if I want them to just die with, whatever and drop their booty, then punch the button or flip the switch. And then
I'm sure you will.
See them drop down another glass tube like on this side. And then you just walk up here and go punch, punch, punch. Oh yeah,
Very cool.
That'll be easy, I think.
Oh, I know. It will be.
Once I watch it. Well, did you have anything that you were wanting to do morning or whatever? I've got about 30 minutes before I got to jump in the shower.
No, at some point I am wanting to go to my place and basically do what Keebs did. Go up into that corner, the dead-end corner that's right by it. And then start working my way up to the surface to see just what the hell it is that's up there.
Gotcha.
Hopefully I've not popped, I'm hoping I don't pop up in the middle of the ocean.
Gotcha.
There'll be land over my head.
Give that a shot if you want to, because I need to watch that video before I meant, do I need any surface water here to help flush them, or are they eventually just walk into those trenches and then just get carried?
You'd want water here.
Okay.
To constantly wash them into the trench.
Wash them that direction.
Basically the same thing that you did at the zombie farm.
Yeah.
The principle there is the same. You got the water that just washes them over into the trench.
Right, gotcha.
Instead of a drowning trap.
Gotcha.
The trench takes them out of the room and then takes them to wherever it is, that you want to set it up to carry them off. He built one like it in the Vex Hardcore series that he did too.
Okay.
Black Desert series. He does one there as well.
Now, does this need to be too high? I mean, will they fall into that fine? Because I know they bounce around and all, but...
The best thing to do is watch the video, really.
Okay.
Or, watch that video, watch a video about it. Yeah, it definitely the trench has definitely got to be too deep. Because you don't want them bouncing back out of it.
So it needs to be one more deeper, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, the trench that you're going to wash them into.
Gotcha.
And then you may be making your room here a little small. You only want the trench on the one side.
Okay.
Yeah, you want the trench on one side, washing it. You want them to wash like here into the trench, and then have the trench take them out beyond the wall, and then turn or go wherever.
I've seen one that had two trenches.
Well, that's a possibility. I'm just telling you the one that I saw.
Cleared my way. Backfill that since that's the direction. Yeah, I would think 2 would be fine. Meaning, like, as long as that wall's too high like that. Whatever.
Yeah, this would be fine.
Here, I had to watch the video, but I'll probably have them come straight up from here, I guess. That comes out, yeah. So that'll pop right up in one of the corners up here. Kind of what I was thinking anyway. Yeah. Exactly what I was thinking. And glass would come up on both of these 2 corner pieces here or whatever. Watch them float up by you. Feeling out a little bit there. I think I'd accidentally made a small little black cave up there somewhere, like a darkened in cave where I was building the walls back up. So there might be little pockets where stuff's spawning at.
And that might be what's going on.
At least for the skelly. I don't know about the spider. I don't remember leaving anything that wide. I figured it was like 1 by 1 or something, but... Guess I'm gonna go get some water real quick, and I can go ahead and at least make the water passage that flows to the corner, since I don't know how to do the rest of it at the moment.
Zombie real close right here. Think he might be sealed in right behind this wall.
Now you're welcome to look for him. Yeah, I'd be terrible in a fight right now. Tried to turn towards the ladder. Next thing I know, I was looking up and up a different direction and all.
Good, you know, that whole thing that I just had, where it was. I know I'm not the most elite Minecrafter, but my God, I'm better than that. I can at least get away. I can at least get more than the block rack next to the creeper. I can get 2 or 3 steps away before he blows me up.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's one thing I'm doing with the animal farm over at home base. Is I wanted to get cows in there and breed a whole bunch of cows, and then make some leather armor.
Gotcha.
And compare the durability and defensiveness of leather armor, since everything's been jacked up. And the armor defends more, or at least is a lot more durable anyway.
Right.
Than it used to be. I wanted to check and see what the durability of the leather armor was now.
Gotcha. And I will say, I'm just glad I'm not recording myself right now.
Gas.
Huh?
Lots of gas.
Yes.
That's what I thought, yeah. It's faintly coming through the microphone, but nobody can really tell, so we'll just keep it a secret.
Appreciate it. No, I completely just walked all the way up to the surface to get another bucket and get some water. And, I've got that little pond right up there, just not too far away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I went all the way back up. Yeah, and I had that pond right there all the entire time. Gotta love it.
Indeed.
Right. Carry him all the way to the corner? Yes, it is. Flow all the way to that corner. And yes, it all has to be matchy-matchy.